Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video I have the February recap for a No Pan Left Behind. So in No Pan Left Behind, I'm trying to use all of the eyeshadows that I have in my collection, which there's a few of them, at least once. Last year my focus was on hitting pan. I'm still doing a couple projects where hitting pan is the goal, but it's like not my biggest focus of this year, hitting a lot of pans. So instead I wanted to use all of my eyeshadows because I have quite a few and I just need to use them. Honestly, there's shades that I probably have never used till this day that are in my collection for a while. So that's why I'm doing No Pan Left Behind. I have taken quite a bit of inspiration from Laura, who is linked down below. If I remember, I will also link her in the cards above. She's done No Pan Left Behind. She's doing it again, or she's still doing it. I think she's doing it again this year. I've just drawn out all of my eyeshadow palettes and I'm coloring them in as I use them. So I have them in my notebook, but I've made it a digital one so I can show you guys, so you can see all of the little squares getting colored in. And last video we talked about how many shadows. Oh my god. Someone is annoying her brother, and it is this little monster. Why are you doing that? Now I am annoying you. Ha ha. Ha. Come sit with me. Stay here. Oh, you mad now? Are you mad now? Are you mad that I'm not letting you chase your brother? Oh, you little monster. You little monster. Be nice. Thank you. That's not being nice. Where was I? Last month, we had calculated that I needed to use about 46 eyeshadows a month to be able to use all of my eyeshadows this year. Now, I did not bring anything in this month, so there's no addition of eyeshadows to this project. There was a slight casualty at the beginning of this month. No, at the beginning of last month with my Panda palette roulette. If you have seen that video, then you know I dropped my palette with singles and I lost 3 of them. They just shattered all over the place. I could not save them. They were on the floor. My cat instantly was in it with her feet and her nose, and yeah, they were unsalvageable, unfortunately. Luckily, it weren't like my favorite eyeshadows out of that palette, so there's that. But I lost 3 eyeshadows, which isn't a lot out of the 500, and I don't even know how many I had. I feel like last time I said 544 or 46. Okay, yeah, so my total was 544. I lost 3 of them due to that accident. They died. RIP my little eyeshadows. And then I also did some depotting. I should grab that palette. Wait a minute. So I had this little palette from Glam Shop. This is the Z Colorum palette. This had 6 eyeshadows. I will try and insert a photo of what it's supposed to look like. And last year I finished the matte cream shadow that was in there, and I think I mentioned it, not really sure, but it was in my head at least. I wanted to try and see if I could depot these shadows so that I could use this compact, because it has a mirror and everything, so I like that. And it's nice if I can curate like 6 pan palettes instead of doing bigger singles palettes. I decided to give that a go, and in here there was 4 mattes and then 3 shimmers, and then that one that I've already finished up. And I was quite successful at depotting the shadows, but I chose to declutter all of the mattes. There were 2 matte browns. No, wait, that's a lie. There were 4 shimmers and 3 mattes left. I'm sorry. So the mattes I declared, there were 2 browns, which I have a ton of in my collection, and then one pinky corally shade that I just don't use that type of color on my eyes. I could have used it as a blush, but I'm already working on a blush that's made out of eyeshadow, so I just decided to declutter that as well. And then there was a brown with blue duochrome glitters in it, and I already have a shade like that from Glam Shop. I even had 2 of them, so I have already had that in my collection, so I decided also to declutter that. So long story short, I've kept 3 of the shimmer shades, and then 4 of them were decluttered, so that brings my new total to 537. I'm just gonna stick to try to at least use 46 eyeshadows a month just to keep it going. But I now have this empty compact. I put some magnets in, and I can put Glam Shop singles in here. I could also put my ColourPop singles in here. They're a little smaller than this, but that works too. So I'm happy that I've done that, and that I've removed the shadows in that palette that I knew I wasn't really going to use. That's that. So in the graph I'm going to show you now. So February is pink. I have used 68 eyeshadows this month, which is pretty good. Again, it's quite a bit, but there's still a lot that's untouched, so it's easy for me to go at it. So now let's go over all the palettes that I've completed this month to do No Pan Left Behind. So I have a few that there was a couple of shadows that I still needed to touch, and I actually have 2 that I've fully completed in February. The first one was one that I decided to focus on last time, and that is my Beauty Bay Love Notes palette, because this has a lot of pinks and purples, and I was like, that's perfect for February. This is what it looks like, and I was able to use all of these shadows in February. It wasn't that hard. It actually was very nice. It's a very nice layout to do looks. It's very easy to pair like some of these quads or like 6 of these shadows in one look. I think I did not record it or take photos or anything. I think I did about 3 or 4 looks using solely this palette. So that was nice. Gotten a feel for the pinks and purples. They aren't my favorite still, unfortunately, but there are some really nice shadows in here. And I'm happy that I've got to use all of them. And I'm also happy that I don't necessarily have to use this palette again. Only if I want to, of course. And then the next one is a very easy one. It is my Viseart quad. This is the peach one. This has 4 shadows. I just did 1 look and then this was done. So set my base in the crease, outer corner, all over the lid. This is such an easy little palette, but you know what, it counts. So that's also 1 palette, No Pan Left Behind. So that's nice. And then the 2 that I still needed to complete were my Panda Palette Roulette, which is the Midnight palette. I needed to use these 2 shades still, and I did. And the ColourPop in a Trance palette, which was my Project Level Up palette. And I needed to use 2 shadows out of here. And it was this one in the corner and the glitter in the middle. I did not count that in my Project Level Up, but I want to count it in my No Pan Left Behind. And I had a party, so I used that. Do really like the ColourPop glitters. I don't use them on my eyes. Usually I use them on like, my face. I will put them on my cheeks, or I put them in my hair, which is what I did this time. So that's the palettes that I've completed in February. Now I was gonna roll in like a specific palette to focus on, but I have a lot of palettes that I'm currently working on in other projects to do No Pan Left Behind. So I think I want to focus on that. So let's recap what I'm working on. I have the Shrek X Revolution in my hashtag beauty chest project for No Pan Left Behind. This one is large. I have 12 shadows left in here to use, so it should be doable. Then also in my hashtag beauty chest is the Beauty Bay Earthy palette with lovely greens. Have not used this yet. Then I have also rolled in one shadow in that project from my ABH Nervina palette, which is in the packaging from my Nabla Dreamy palette. I have rolled in the shade Summer, so that I have used, but also with the intention of using this entire palette, you know, having it out on my desk and hopefully getting use out of more shadows than just this one. And then I have a few in my Pamela's eyeshadows. I'm not going to show them all. There's just two that I really want to focus on that I feel like I could maybe do No Pan Left Behind on this month. The first is my Milani Gilded Terra palette. This is what mine looks like. I'm currently in Pamela's eyeshadows working on this shadow. Maybe if you see this video, then I've already hit pan in my Pamela's eyeshadows. But as I'm filming this, I'm not there yet. I think I could use most of these shadows. There's a few like warmer tones that I do enjoy that I think would work for this time of year. And then the greens would really go with my Beauty Bay Earthy palette. So I think I should just try to focus on this. It is not my favorite palette as of right now. So I feel like if I put it away after Pamela's eyeshadows, I will not touch it probably for like a long while. And then I have to force myself to use it. So I want to try to kind of make it more natural. Like this palette, I have it out. Try and dip into a few more shadows. I have eight shadows still to use in this palette. It's this entire top row, this shadow right here, and then these two. So actually the greens I've already used, but okay, I can use them again if I want to. So that's that one. And the last one that is also in my Pamela's eyeshadows is my Juvia's Place Magic Mini. I am working on the silver. Again, if you've seen the update goes live before this video, I believe. I may have hit pan on that already, but now that it's out on my desk, I feel like I could start using more shadows out of this palette. And I've currently only used these two gray and silver shadows. So enough for me to use. So that one is also sort of rolling into this project as well, as it's still in my Pamela's eyeshadows. I forgot the biggest palette that I'm working on. If you've seen my project level up, then you know. If you haven't, I will link it for you in the cards if I remember. I am currently on level 3 and I rolled in my Glamlight Scooby-Doo palette. This is ginormous. I don't know if I made a mistake, but I'm gonna try. And for No Pan Left Behind, I only have to use all of them once. For a level up, I have to use them 3 times and also hit 3 pans. But that's also what I'm working on. Today I've used the entire green row on my eyes and I'm really enjoying this look. So I'm pretty sure that doing No Pan Left Behind isn't gonna be hard. The rest, I don't know. But yeah, this is also a focus of mine. So I hope you understand that I'm not gonna roll in a separate, like, dedicated palette or 1 or 2 for No Pan Left Behind. I'm just gonna divide my attention to everything that is already in a project and try to do No Pan Left Behind on those palettes. If it isn't already a goal for that project, I think I can do my best, give it my best shot, try to use all the shadows in those palettes now that they're out and about, and then we shall see what happens in the next month. that was it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!